All right, guys, the question today is, are ultralights safe? I've already filmed this once, but the sun destroyed the whole thing, so now I'm doing it again. The quick answer to that, my answer, opinion only, feel free to leave your comments down in the comment section, is yes. Is this airplane, this harmless, beautiful little ultralight safe? Of course. Look at it. It doesn't have any felonies. It doesn't carry a weapon around. It doesn't have any problems like that. All joking aside, of course, it's a safe airplane. It's safe to an extent because that extent is human intervention. So when a person gets in the airplane, it then becomes a little more unsafe. And so I'm going to get into that in this video today. You're probably wondering why I'm holding these. I already had to go get them because I did the demonstration once and the sun ruined it. So I'm going to do it again. But first, we're going to talk about FAR AIM Part 103, which is the regulation that covers ultralights in our Bible. All right, if you look at Part 103, okay, you will see that it says ultralight vehicles. It does not say ultralight aircraft. And it does that for a reason. And that reason is because the FAA in Part 103, they're not telling you what an ultralight is. They're telling you what an airplane isn't. So basically, this is my opinion, guys, doing the research, and this is just how I feel about ultralights. So in Part 103, they're basically saying, hey, ultralight vehicle, it doesn't say airplane. All these standards, if it is more than that, then it classifies as an aircraft. And of course, then it's going to fit in experimental and so on. But they go out of their way to not accept liability on ultralights for a ton of reasons, in my opinion. Number one is I think they are inherently more unsafe, so they end up having a very high amount of accidents. Number two, this is coming from somebody I talked to at the FAA, that they are kind of more of a fab. So they come and they go. People want to fly them, and they get one, they fly it, and then so there'd be a lot more. Imagine if the FAA had to deal with registration, accidents, and all that stuff with ultralights. It would literally just overwhelm them to the point to where they'd have to hire way more employees. So is ultralight flying unsafe? No, the ultralight's not unsafe, but yeah, human factor is. And that's what we're gonna get into in this video. It's not gonna be a long video, I hope. Some people say I talk too much, some people say I don't talk enough, blah, blah, blah. I make the videos the way I make them. If you don't like them, don't watch them. If you are here, thank you for being here. Please like and comment. I had to spend $2.50 on this video by buying a ball today. So if 1,000 people watch it, I'll get my $2.50 back. And so like the video, I appreciate it. So let's get into it. Hopefully you guys can see me. So basically, these two balls, now we're talking about flying the airplane, okay? The first thing I was talking about was the regulations. Now I'm talking about physically sitting in the aircraft. So these two balls, this represents kind of more like my airplane, the Challenger 2 that's on the other side over there, or like a general aviation aircraft that has more weight to it. Where this larger, very lightweight ball, which I call the wiffle ball effect. This is not a wiffle ball, I'm aware of that, but I call it the wiffle ball effect. This is gonna represent the ultralight because it's very light and it's not super aerodynamic. I mean, they are, but you know, they're not. So when they require power, right? So when I throw this and the engine shuts off, which will be represented by my arm throwing it, this will go a really long way. So that's about 20% power. I was a really good baseball player in my day, so you know, that's probably impressive. Not really, I'm just kidding. Well, I was a baseball player, but that's not the point. This is gonna be the same 20% in an ultralight. Exact same throw, I'm gonna turn, I'm just gonna throw it. And you can see maybe a tad bit higher release point, but the moral of the story is when you lose your engine in an ultralight, you have wiffle ball effect. It just stops. So imagine, you know, you've been playing wiffle ball with your friends or whatever, and you throw that white ball with all the holes in it. It doesn't want to go anywhere. That's what an ultralight does. So what do people do? They panic and they pull back on the stick. That exacerbates it. That just makes it to where you're going to stall immediately. And when people do that, they create a very unsafe environment. It is going to stall. And at that point in time, you have to hope you're, you know, 500, 1,000 feet, because an airplane like this, you can recover in that space. But obviously in a general aviation aircraft, you would need more, depending on what it was, to recover. But it's less likely to happen in a general aviation aircraft because it's carrying its own momentum, because it's heavier. I lost the engine in my Challenger 2 It was self-inflicted. It wasn't because of anything wrong with the plane. And I had a very good glide ratio. I easily made it to the airport from a mile away, and it was very impressive. I've flown this ultralight and just pulled the power back, and it's basically just come to a stop, just stopped. So that makes it unsafe in regards to the flight characteristic. So that coins the term fly it like you stole it, because in ultralight world, you have to carry power all the time. This video is not training you how to fly an ultralight. This is telling you some inherent problems with them. I see a lot of videos where, or comments on Facebook and stuff, people, oh, I just bought this and I'm gonna go fly it. And people jump on there and they say, no, get training. And there's so many misconceptions that I'm hoping this video, if you watch it, I'm hoping you gain something from it. Don't just go fly your plane without training. And I'm even talking to people, I'm a private pilot myself, as people who watch know. Don't even go as a private pilot. Get transition training, because the flight characteristics are completely different. Things you would do in a general aviation aircraft will get you hurt, if not more worse, in an ultralight. So, you know, when you pull, I was talking about it, I forgot that I had to make this video twice, but in my videos, if you go watch some of my other videos, you will see that when I pull the power back, I do it all the time. I let go of the stick and I pull the power back, the nose just comes way up. And what happens if that happens and you panic and you think you have to pull back, you are just asking for a stall. So general aviation pilots too, we're not exempt. We still need to be training them too, because they are completely different. It's a different bird. It really is. So let's talk about the last thing I want to talk about safety with ultralights, okay? And that is a little word in aviation and a lot of things we like to call redundancy. And with ultralights, it's actually the lack thereof. I've talked about this in multiple videos before, but here we go again. And actually, I'm going to start by bringing you over to my Challenger 2, which is pretty much full of redundancy in regards to, it has, let me see if you guys can see, 2 carburetors, 2 magnetos, and a fuel pump, which is back there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. So, you know, this is your mechanical fuel pump. So this is gonna, just with the engine running, is gonna pull fuel from the fuel tank and put it into here. But if for some reason something gets all messed up in here, we have redundancy in the fuel pump. This is not an ultralight. This is an experimental. So let's come over here to this beautiful ultralight, and well, looky here. You have 1 carburetor. If this one gets clogged up, you're not just going to lose power, it's probably going to shut down. You have only the mechanical fuel pump. You do not have an electric fuel pump. These are all things that these have so that they reduce the weight and make them basically legal vehicles, right? Not airplanes. You don't have a starter. You have a pull rope so you can get the engine started that way. And the redundancy just isn't there like it is in general aviation, you know? All right, guys, so now that we just talked about redundancy, I'm gonna just show you guys, you know, it's a little Rotax 377. I'm gonna show you what it takes to get a little pull start 377 going. So you guys saw, she fired right up. But you know, it's still a little engine, guys. But when you're flying an airplane like this, you're asking that airplane for all of that power all the time so that you can stay flying. But that's what you have to look forward to when you get an ultralight, is a Rotax. Just the other day, I made a video where I had a bad mag drop. Well, there's only 1 on this plane. If it was the 1, you would lose possibly the engine completely, more than likely just lose a bunch of power that you kind of need to fly. So that's the third thing that I want you to take into consideration when it comes to the safety of ultralights. To wrap this up, guys, are ultralights safe? Yes, it's perfectly safe. When you add us to it, then they become kind of inherently unsafe, and you really need to know what you're doing. I'll go out on a limb and say I know a lot of ultralight pilots who probably can out stick and rudder any GA aircraft, because it requires a different set of skills. You know, it's like Liam Neeson. It requires a different set of skills, and it's definitely different. So if you're watching this, please get training. If you want to get sport train, if you want to just fly ultralights and you still want to get some training, order the Gleim Sport Kit. I'll put Cambry's card down here. If you tell her I sent you, you'll get a discount. just do the training, get hold of a CFI, preferably somebody who has an airplane that's kind of like this and that they understand it, and get the training. Keep yourself safe, keep yourself alive. I appreciate you guys. I hope this video helped somebody. Please leave comments. Tell me what I missed. If you're an ultralight person or somebody who's a CFI or just even wanting to learn, put down in the comments what I missed. I want to make sure we cover everything, and I want to make sure you guys enjoy the videos. I'm trying to make them shorter, so that's probably why you hear me talking a little bit faster. I get harassed, so I still love doing it though, guys. I'm here. Please like, comment, yeah, share it, tell your friends. And oh, one more thing before we leave. And before we leave, guys, I have the smaller version of that sticker. I've already sent like 12 or 13 of them out to some people. If you want that sticker, email me at aviationadventureboys.com, or excuse me, at gmail.com, and I will send you, you know, some of these stickers if you want. You know, it helps support me, because if somebody takes a picture of this, then it takes them directly to my YouTube channel, and hopefully they subscribe and watch. So, all right, guys, until the next one, I appreciate you, and fly safe, get training.